Let us start with a few moments of silence and attention. And attention is always on the soul. We start from there. We are realizing the invisible presence. Soul is that invisible soul as an invisible presence. And for him, that dimension is normal, its immortality is normal. Invisible soul is the invisible guest in the physical world, is the invisible actor taking a mask and playing the part of Cinderella, but the actor is invisible. He is the invisible traveler. We are experiencing the perspective from that invisible soul. He remains the same. He has an exit out of this story. He loses nothing. He comes in the story, he comes out. The whole story is harmless, and it is not his world. He has his own world that is not made of the stuff story is made. His world is alaukic, subtle, different. We see it as if like a light. He himself is of light, subtle, different light also. In that world is his family. We remembered 10 things for him to remember, and that was our homework. He understands that his world is perfect. Every aspect is perfect. The angle from which he sees, the story also looks nice. Beginning is nice, end is nice. As a story, it is nice. Dragon is nice, and king is nice in the story. So the invisible traveler, he knows his world is complete, nothing missing. His world is full. These are the feelings he has, and beautiful. Lacks nothing. He knows he is lucky. Huge prize, and that too eternal. He is lucky. He knows he got the best. His home, this region, is a region of love. Everyone is worthy of love, loving, and lovely forever. The whole dimension is beyond harm. As was said, story cannot harm. So whether it is a coronavirus or terrorist, that is all happening in the story. He himself, his world, family, truth of everyone is good. They are beyond harm. Forever, they can remain carefree. And he knows the success because the end result is good. Everyone going through their own journey of some kind, but the end result is good. They all will reach here. So he knows the success is guaranteed for everyone. And all this truth is forever. He is aware of this godly reality. It is forever. It is right in front of everyone's nose. And to forget it and to get so caught in the story is big miracle. We ignore this biggest prize and get so caught up into nothing in a story. Thank you. From ignorance. When we are talking about soul consciousness, we are doing it because it is true. If I am a guest in this world, I am a guest. That we have to find out. Am I really a guest? Have I got an exit? If your rational thinking, takes us to the realization that we are not from here, we are guests. Then let us first understand this and then position myself. What do I want to achieve as a guest here? Am I building my idea of security in an insecure world? Then there will be regrets. When my foundation is based on anything that is false, there will be regret. So if I'm a guest, okay, I'm a guest. And if I'm not motivated, well, that be it. And let us move on from there. What can be done as a guest? When you are in truth, you understand a bigger map. You realize many more things need to be done. As an example, say I come in this room. I'm here just for half an hour, say. I might never come here again. And whilst I'm here, I get attached to some cushions here and some chairs. And I'm busy collecting cushions. And my idea progress, and I'm motivated to collect cushions. And others also say, amazing, they give me prizes for collecting cushions. And after half an hour, I have to go. And I have to leave all my success here behind and go. And whilst I was here, there was opportunity to learn things that I was not paying attention to anything else. I was collecting cushions. When I am in clarity, when I'm seeing the bigger map, when I know I have to leave this room in half an hour, then I'm thinking what is useful for me in my life rather than in this half an hour here. And so there is no regret. When you're living in half an hour, you have studied something that is more useful to you beyond. People know, many people in our Sanskrit also, Asatoma, Satgamaya, they are praying, take us into truth, come take us out of falsehood, this kind of search going on. They say, God, give us truth. But as if it is bit, you know, optional. Truth is optional. If I'm not in truth, then I'm in falsehood. And falsehood means complete waste. Everything else that is going on is is false and will lead to regret. Caste is never affected because what he is, he comes home intact as he is. His attachments will be definitely affected. His ego will be affected. Story has got a script, and every episode has an end. So everything he is losing. If he created attachments there, ignorance, all of this will have to be dropped. In the story, there is King Kong, and story there is King, and so if he has forgotten it's the story, he is affected. When he understands it's the story, he is amused by the whole thing. Okay, when I am in bigger, aware of the bigger map, then your priorities, we all the time deal with neighbors and deal with things that are going on in the world and the political world and neighboring countries. We all are dealing with it. But the question is priorities. What is your aim? One time I remember in one flight, one passenger, his bag was moved by another passenger. And during the whole flight, he was, you know, he started a fight, started a quarrel with the other passenger because he touched that bag without his permission. That pilot has to come and they warn him that he will take him out of the flight. But all passengers were worried about what is going to happen with this passenger on board. And the whole flight could have crashed also. Sometimes a small petty situation can be made very, very big in the name of justice or something like this. And this literally happens also. If you listen to some news, you know, big things have happened because of very small reason, even sometimes in the family. If you got a bigger purpose and bigger aim, then you are able to go past the petty things. But you are doing things coming from love and coming from benefit rather than ego based. Someone criticized my shoes or someone that is small reasons, not respecting my space, this kind of little reasons, we can get so caught up into it that lose much bigger opportunities in life and with our time. One who is awake, he doesn't compromise his mind. Neighbors may be doing many things, and government may be doing something else, and the neighboring government doing another thing. There is a war about to come. The invisible observer stays in that peace, and he never loses that that prize. There is no reason ever to lose that state of your control. And as a result, he has already got one prize, big prize, that is mind. And that might help to solve the other smaller issues, whether it is of the country or of the neighbor. If my mind is getting caught into these small things, then I'm also out of control. Then I can contribute to the problem. Feel free to add anything if you want to say anything. This is theory. Right now, what we are saying is theory, but we are understanding if we put the soul consciousness in place, how does a soul conscious person you know, deal with life? This is what we want to know. All kinds of situations. Life is like this, not just neighbor. There can be big things, many things that can come. Death and all this can come. So how do we deal with this life that comes? Do we have a good philosophy? And soul conscious person, his actions, motivations, they are coming from love for even those who are creating problems. He knows there are souls behind, and he loves them and wants to free those souls from their ego also. So he is coming from that space. He doesn't want anything from here. That's why he's a giver rather than a taker. He's full. He knows his world is full. He got the best. So he's never a beggar here, never a victim. What other option we have is ego-based life. And ego is forever a beggar and forever a victim. Forever victim. Anything happens, he will take the offense of some kind or worries about what might happen tomorrow. The subject for today, and we use the board, and we are going to talk on the subject of Maya. And we'll know what those who have not heard the word Maya will know it more today. But we are going to discuss this using the story of Sita and Ram. This is an epic story from India. Many thousand years ago, it was written, and we are seeing the psychodrama, how this story shows what is going on in our mind. And we'll see what it is. So in this story are a few characters. The one character is called Sita, is shown as a princess and then a queen. And Sita is, that word is used, we are using it representing the soul. Sita is married to the king Ram. Ram is wise, Ram is strong, Ram is perfect in every aspect. We are using that word to represent God. And the third character is called Ravan. Ravan is the king of demons. And demons, their trait is take sorrow, give sorrow. That is what the demonic. They say about crocodiles, you don't give, in a crocodile park, don't give them a cake because they don't feel grateful to you for giving the cake. They run after you because they think you are the remaining cake. So you have to run after them. So they don't have any virtues of gratitude, love. That is not there. They just know to eat others. So here, you know, Ravan is demon. It is like embodiment of whatever that is evil. So sorrow, but take sorrow, give sorrow. It is not just giving sorrow, taking sorrow. Ravan want to kidnap Sita so that he can give her sorrow. But he cannot kidnap her. There is a line, and this, as long as Sita stays within this line, Ravan can do nothing. This is that line what we described as line of ignorance. You remember we used a dotted blue line. So this is that line of ignorance. If Sita crosses this line, then she's in danger. As long as she stays within the line, Ravan can do nothing. So within the line is clarity, wisdom, truth. So if she stays in clarity, we are using the spiritual meaning for everything. Ravan is king in ignorance, but he is clever in one thing, how to get others into ignorance. That's what his cleverness, different, all the time he's churning how to get others into ignorance. So he attends all your management kind of courses, management, leadership. And he's always on the front row. So Ravan sends golden deer. And golden deer is outside the line. Sita is tempted by the golden deer. So that is a story. Ravan tries different methods. One time comes as a beggar, another time does something else. So once she crosses the line, here is the deer. So she crossed the line out of being attracted to the deer. Then she's not safe anymore once you cross the line. In ignorance, one does more mistakes. Ignorance takes you, further. In darkness, you can do more mistakes. It is not so easy to come back into light from darkness. So now she's in the Ravan's kingdom. She's the slave for first job, slave to Ravan. And Ravan is not just a monster. Ravan has got 10 heads, and his different heads need different things. So here is a Ravan with many heads, and they all want different things, and Sita is the slave. So one head here, let us say, he wants cigarettes. That's a cigarette. So Sita has to get in the car and go to the nearest tobacco shop to bring cigarettes to her boss. And he says, good slave. But that is not the end of the problem. That head gets bigger. That is a food for that head. And bigger head wants more cigarettes. So she has to run faster to get cigarettes to her boss. And more you feed that Ravan, he gets bigger. And this is one head. And the second head wants alcohol, and third head wants lust, and another head wants just another person attached to a person. And if that person is not there, the Ravan takes sorrow. Anytime there is a sorrow of missing, lacking, know that Ravan is there. Sorrow only comes. Something very simple, like you like tea, but if tea is not there, if you take sorrow, know that Ravan is involved in this tea drinking club. Can be friend, relation. You are missing that friend, then Ravan is getting in the relationship. It is like an addiction, just as one head of Ravan wants alcohol, another head wants another person. Just sit with me, discuss feeling. And another head of Ravan wants some position. If that position is not there, Ravan is unhappy. Ravan can create more hates. As Ravan time progresses, Ravan's hates also increase and size also increases. And Sita is busy feeding her new boss.
So in that case, it's addiction rather than ego, is it? So say you want your alcohol.
What is happening there is behind all these things, there is a ego, some I, that feeling is created. Like for example, there is a position, so there is a I there behind one I. This head of Ravan is a I, ego. So position gets promotion, that head, that ego is feeling good. Yes, yes, yes. If that position is not there, that I feels, oh, I'm made insecure by this. So these are really ego. So another I based on relation, another I. These are all different I in subtle form, subtle and gross. But anytime we feel we need something, know that there is a I there.
And what if we just like that something rather than actually need it?
Like this sense.
Yeah. So I can understand it with a job or a relationship, but with, say I like a glass of wine with my dinner, I don't need it. I could stop easily,
Yes.
But I like to have a glass of wine with my dinner.
Yeah.
You see the difference?
Yeah. Worth checking from time to time. If it is, say, someone says, like one teacher, I'm talking here patient, but she's a teacher in college. She, for some reason, she has to be told not to have sugar. And she thought it is very easy not to have sugar. But she realized when she was at home and she was trying, from the first day, she realized she cannot stop. She was sort of looking at this sugar jar, she says. She would be sitting there with a sugar jar in front. She's laughing at herself. But she could sort of see there was a much deeper roots to this simple thing, you know. Uh, and when it was always there, she did not realize that she was becoming dependent on it. And once she decided, I'm going to stop it for a few months, she realized she noticed underneath, there is a head of Ravan dealing with this sugar. So it is good from time to time to check, because however simple thing, like even tea or another person, because there is love also in it, so we feel, oh, it is love, but then there is a Ravan also can come in equation, and when Ravan comes in, it becomes a problem down the line for everyone. So Ram sends a message to Sita, says, you are in some trouble here. Here is a monster, Ravan, and you are in a trap of this monster. You are feeding him, he gets bigger and bigger, Ravan, giving more sorrow. In some of the situations, the dictators, history of dictators, they have a program to give sorrow, and they can use people, for the Hitler's famous slogan written there, Arbeiter macht frei. Make them work till they die. That was their, so they work for him There is no appreciation, there is no gratitude, but Arbeiter macht frei. End result is to give sorrow. So Ravan here, Sita is working for Ravan day in and day out. But Ravan's program is to give her sorrow. Bigger Ravan, more sorrow. So Ram sends a message: you are in trouble, but I am the Almighty. I can free you. But she has to take the decision. He says, I can free you, but you have to take the first step. If you take the first step, Ram is happy to take many steps. But decision has to be hers. If she doesn't want, Ram cannot do anything. So is it an easy decision? Now, decision would have been easy, especially we are talking here. Choices between be the queen to Ram or slave to Ravan. This is a choice. Hmm? So Ram says, take a decision to become free from Ravan. The choice should have been easy. But ask all your Sitas in your town, if they want to be free from Ravan. This is a game. What we are saying here. This is psychodynamics in the head of each and everyone. Every human soul are Sitas, and they are into the same situation. There's a lion, and there is a Ravan there. Just if there is any difference, different heads of Ravan. That's the difference. For one person, head of cigarette may be big, for another one's head dealing with sugar may be big. That is the difference. But everyone has crossed a line and everyone has become slave. Feel free if you want to add anything or say anything. Now Ravan has got an assistant, and name of the assistant is Maya. So we saw here Ravan's assistant. Assistant is Maya, and Maya is intelligent in Ravan's administration. So Ravan has given Maya a job. Don't let Sita take the decision. That's all. Because if Sita takes the decision, Ram helps, and Ravan loses a slave. So this is a big job. Not try anything, but don't let Sita take the decision. So Maya goes as a friend of Sita, and Sita is so impressed with Maya, she's appointed as the advisor, main advisor to Sita. So whenever Sita has any decision to take, she checks it with Maya. For example, Sita may decide I should stop smoking because I can't breathe properly, my one lung is removed, and my can't afford these cigarettes, and I don't like the smell, so I should stop smoking. Maya says, good decision, but now it is middle of the month, so wait until the 1st of June, and then you can do this. So each time you are hearing the word later, it is coming from Maya. Another time Maya will say, you are weak, you tried to give up before, you failed, so why do you want to try it in any case? Another time Maya says, it is very difficult. So many people try to give it up, they fail. So Maya has got huge list of celebrities who found it difficult. So Sita is so impressed with this arguments. Yes, yes. Another time Maya says, why are you in a rush? Do it sometimes. What is the rush here? Or Maya will say it's a long process. Gradually it will happen. Or it might say, just try. Try means you are in the circle of trying. You are not doing it. Anyone hears this? Maya's prompts? Do you hear these prompts? Another time Maya will say,
Yes,
hmm?
many times.
Yeah, right. You know, all excuses. Maya has got corporate lawyers working for it to think of excuses or to create doubts. Something that is so obvious to you, next day will create doubt about it. Another time, Maya will say, "Oh, keep you busy." So you are so busy that you have no time to think of anything else. You don't even know why you are busy. You know, like here, we were giving the example earlier. You got cushions, you are collecting cushions, you are so busy collecting cushions. You have forgotten that you are here just for half an hour, and then regret comes at the end of it. But you're fully busy, no time for drinking, eating, or even thinking. So Maya has got cleverness in keeping the Sita in the place, in not take a decision. So Sita is busy as a slave, working for different 10 heads of Ravan. What is the Western form of Maya? Prominent, dominant form of Maya in the West?
You have a job and you have to do that, so there's no time.
That's right. Person is so busy that there is no time for even thinking what you are doing. Another form of Maya that is spoken of, we can call it false spirituality. Just false. False spirituality. Now let us see this. Sita knows that she wants Ram. Ram is the one who will help her. So Maya also knows this. So Maya says, okay, you are looking for Ram. Here is a statue. And the statue of Ram. So in the meantime, you start working with the statue. So she now starts worshipping that statue and praising the statue and giving flowers and milk and building golden temple around that statue. She's busy. That when Ram really comes, he says, no, I don't need you. Well, I got the statue. She's attached to that statue now. That has become another situation. And is not able to take the real help from Ram. If Ram is real Ram, then you will become free from Ravan. With false Ram, you will be in more bondage with Ravan. Ravan's traps. You will be more of a slave. Have you got any examples of false spirituality? But just see how Christmas gets celebrated. Christmas means we are talking about a day for God in its own way. It is not meant for drinking alcohol. That is not the intention. This is a day of the one day that is the main day for Ram in that structure. But Ravan is looking forward to that whole period of Christmas because all 10 heads of Ravan are kept alive in the name of God, in a sense. But same with every religion you might see. The name is there, Sometimes even burning of Ravan happens in name of spirituality, name of religion. But then there is ego created that our Ravan gets first prize. There is sometimes competition in making the Ravan's heads, Ravan's effigies, or sometimes, yeah, but in the name of God, name of Ram, name of religion, all the 10 heads of Ravan are kept alive and given even some permission, given this protection of a certificate by the religion. So, for example, lust, it is. Priest himself is organizing marriage, so you got a sanctity from the structure of religion, from God, as if, and then it is all holy. You can eat meat. Some religions, the animal is killed in a certain way by certain steps. Then that meat is holy, and you can eat as much. You can kill as many animals. Not going into those details, but understand the extent of Ram that is promoted by Maya. The chant of Ram and temples of Ram, this can go on everywhere, and Maya can be absolutely behind it. Maya has got a huge intelligence. That's why Ravana appoints Maya. And any of these trump cards, for example, Maya will say you are weak, and you just accept it. That is the end of the game. Because you have told yourself you are weak, then let's end. There is Maya, and Ravan can continue, and Sita continues to remain the slave. Someone says it is difficult, that is the end. Someone says it's the process. Another some argument you hear, we use the word, I'm not in rush, this kind of language. And another language, what's the other language? Slow, slowly, you catch a monkey. Some clever, arguments, they come. They understand what is true, but the practical level score is 0.
They say they are too young.
Hmm?
They
Too
do it.
young. Yeah. Yes, all kinds of excuses. I'm young, I'm far, I'm this. Yeah.
Could I ask a question, please?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I think I know what you're going to say, because you're going to say it's Ram, it's Ravan, sorry. But it's very hard to know which path to go on, because I've always looked, but it's just each one seems to say, each religion, this is the best way. Don't do that one. That has faults, and it's very hard, So I imagine in the context of this metaphor, of this story, it's Ravan doing this, it's Maya, but it's very tricky, just I find it very hard, because I really want to sincerely throw myself at something, but it's just you have doubts, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right place to go, right thing to follow? Anyway, I just thought I'd say that.
Yeah, I understand, and it's good also. Now, the way to judge, this is a discrimination for all of us. Everyone wants something that is truthful. The way to discriminate and judge, is Ravan going to be removed at the end of this? Is there an aim here to remove Ravan? Or is this structure there to protect Ravan? This is a discrimination. Not just because here someone says Ram, 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 you automatically you say yes, okay, here is my destination. No, because the Maya knows this trick. Maya is using the word Ram, Ram. So your discrimination is what is happening. Is Ravan stopped here? Are any of the heads of Ravan protected? If Ravan is protected, then this is a structure hijacked by Maya. It can be anywhere. It may start with the best intention, but right now this is Maya behind it. If you can see that Ravan is going here, Ravan is under absolute surveillance, and Ravan is going, then this is a structure that is coming from Ram. It can be anywhere, so it's a nice little discrimination for us.
It does help. I think what I'm going through at the moment is just a feeling of. I mean, I have my son who's doing the school next to me, and he's learning all these things. And I've been through school, as we all have, and yet none of this has ever been addressed. I just feel as though Maya just seems to infuse everything, and it's quite disheartening. And I know that I'll find the courage, and we all will. But it runs deep, this Maya, doesn't it? And it's just it's quite mind blowing. I think. Anyway, that's.
Yeah. Now, one word that gets used in the story is Raz. And Raz means a game. One meaning of this word means a game. And what we are seeing here is a game. Game, who is playing the game? On one side, there is Sita and Ram. And on the other side, there is Ravan and Maya. And it is a game. And in every game, there are winners and losers. In every game, there are prizes and penalties. So also in this game, there are prizes and penalties, winners, losers. It is not guaranteed Sita will win. Ravan can win the game. And if Ravan wins the game, there are penalties. As we said, every game there are penalties. In some games, there will be green card, red card, yellow card. There are and little medals as prizes. In this game, prizes are real and penalties are real. If Ravan wins, there are penalties and penalties are real. In what way they are real? If you see this planet and there are 8 billion of us, and if you see different kinds of misery that is going on in the human beings, and no one can prevent this, and no governments can, in United Nations agencies, no one can stop this misery. It is only increase. There are reasons why there is a misery. And the reason in this model, it says when Ravan wins, Ravan represents sorrow. Different kinds of sorrow, they are guaranteed. If Sita wins this game against Ravan, then there are prizes. And prizes are real, penalties are real. And in this present world, for example, where we are born, you will see someone is born in the same day. Someone may be born in one part, one family, and the whole world celebrates the birth of this child. I'm very surprised by this one phenomenon. This girl, Charlotte, she was born, and she is the great granddaughter to the queen. And the whole world, newspapers, far away, in the country like Pakistan, newspapers, front page, angel is born. Now, what is it that this soul has done, that the whole world celebrates the birth of this soul here? But same day there can be another one born, and there is no food there for the family to eat. That is also going on, and is it just chance that one person is born in one place and another? It may affect life and everything. This knowledge says nothing happens in a random fashion. There are reasons behind. And the reason is here. That's why this word Raz is not just a game, a significant game. And this game matters. But also it is a hidden game. How many people know this Raz is going on here? There's a game going on. Now, we coming to the subject of game, boxing is also a game. And in boxing, there is one more result, not just winner and loser. And the third result is called knockout. And when one is in a knockout, means he becomes unconscious. Boxing, they are allowed to hit you, certain part of the skull, that the person becomes unconscious. One artery goes into spasm, and they know this, how to do this. And the referee counts up to 15, and then they call the ambulance and stretcher, and he doesn't even know now that there was a game going on. Knockout means this. He doesn't know even the game. There's a game. So in your town, we said, everyone is in this game. No one can escape. This drama is going on in everyone's head. But if there are some who don't even know that there's a game going on, quite happy with their life, Coca-Cola here and this, that means Sita is zombie, unconscious. There is a zombie, just slave to Ravan. Ravan wants Coca-Cola. Yes, here is Coca-Cola. She doesn't even know what she's doing. So this is the situation of the Sitas of this planet. It is so extreme. Now in such a situation, the game changer is Sanjeevani. Sanjeevani is a mythological herb that is mentioned in this story, and this herb can revive the dead. You get this in Ipswich health food store. So it is in the story, that reference is there, Sanjeevani. And Sanjeevani is a herb. In the story, they show it as a herb that can revive one who is unconscious. And it can revive one who is dead, give life. So what is the true Sanjeevani? True Sanjeevani would be the knowledge, spiritual knowledge, that can bring us to the level that is Sita becomes conscious. That is a big change. Sita becoming conscious is a huge shift. That is not winning the game, but Sita becoming conscious opens the chances of winning. Now there is a game. Until then, there was not even a game. And as Ravan, if one player is unconscious, Ravan is the king. So Sita becoming conscious, now game starts. But she has to win. So we can say, at this stage, you want to say anything or ask anything?
Yes, Prashant, can I ask about, so Charlotte, would she have been like a new soul because she's so high up the social hierarchy?
Yes, and in some respects, all we can say is in her earlier life that there is some level of success over Ravan. compared to many others, and that's why whole world celebrates the birth. Some work done. If there is one person you can definitely help, that is yourself. I can give so many things and tell everybody should do this, and the result can be zero. But if you apply yourself, then you got 100%. Then, because this is one area you are 100% in charge. But there is another principle there. If one bird flies, second bird flies, then the whole flock flies. So you are doing things in 100% emphasis, getting where that definitely there will be results. If anyone else want to fly, you are happy to help them also. But in doing this in a sincerity, and if sincerely you are doing this seriously, then the whole flock will fly. We were seeing that there is a game, and Sita has got Sanjeevani. In Sanjeevani, she knows the game. Sanjeevani worked. The proof of that is she knows the game. She knows the enemy. She knows her friend. She knows Ram. She has recognized herself as the queen, not the slave. That's a sign that Sanjeevani has worked. And now we said that here, let us draw it again. Here is Sita and Ram. And there is a line, and there is Ravan. So here now there is a Ravan and Maya are on one side, and Sita and Ram on the other side. Sita has realized what is happening. So if the Sanjeevani has worked, she understands that there is a game here, and a serious game. And if Ravan is winning, then there will be penalties and degradation and ignorance. It is a life spent in ignorance. And zombie means they don't even know. Don't know that they don't know. So that is the direction one can go. One can win this game. So she has understood the game. She has understood the enemy exactly. She has understood Maya's different forms. She has recognized the friend. So these are like big things, big success to reach this level. Now, how can she win? What's the next step? Next step is to win. Ravan should be out of the system. In any military, one success of a military army is to stop the supply route of the enemy. Enemy don't get food, don't get water, don't get fuel, don't get weapons, then enemy has to surrender. And here, who is supplying this big enemy, Ravan? And funny thing is, Sita is the only supplier. Sita is the slave, and Sita is the one who feeds this enemy. This is zombie Sita can do anything. But moment Sita realizes this, Sita is now in a very powerful position. Sita realizes she's the one who is supplying the enemy. All the 10 heads are supplied by Sita. Sita can stop the supply and the enemy will have to accept defeat. That's a big secret. She knows beforehand the enemy will start banging the table and creating smoke from his nose and mouth. But that is it. The enemy cannot do anything more than that. Sita is immortal, invincible. Sita just realizes these few things, that she is immortal and she is beyond harm. No one can harm Sita. To understand this, now she can challenge Ravan. Just like in history, you get some heroes, even Gandhi, he challenged the powerful government at that time, empire. They took a position. You can imprison me, you can kill me, but I am taking this stand. A very courageous position. In the same way here, that is against another, the human drama level. Here is a very hidden enemy. If anyone takes a position like that, you are more courageous than anyone else in history. So you are taking a position here to Ravan. But to take that position, you have understood the secret. Ravan cannot harm you, and Ravan is dependent on you. So if you got this understanding, you now is able to say non-cooperation. You are not going to cooperate with the enemy. You are not feeding the heads of Ravan. Now, just taking the example of cigarettes. If someone has not smoked for even 1 week, he is almost free from cigarettes because that head of Ravan has become weak, and then it is easy for him to maintain that. If someone has not taken alcohol for 1 month, he is free. That head of Ravan is gone. Otherwise, that head of Ravan will keep thinking of it at least. So here you are saying this Ravan has to go. And whichever the head of Ravan is the biggest, that has to go first. Secret is this. It is not a small heads of Ravan is enough. No, the big head of Ravan is often the main Ravan. It's the cause of all the sorrow and all anger. One big head of Ravan. And you are saying, okay, that big head of Ravan also has to go. So you are taking this position. You are not going to give the head of Ravan what he wants. You will find as you do this, Ravan will bang the table, but every day that banging will become less. He's creating hot fire and smoke. All of that will become less each day goes past. If along with stopping cigarettes, you also stop the thoughts. Ravan needs your thoughts. That can just thinking about cigarettes, thinking of how good the party was last year and that cigarettes were so good. Just thinking of it keeps the head going, Ravan going. So if you can have a program where for 3 days you are not giving thoughts to Ravan, that head of Ravan will become unconscious. How? How can you stop the thoughts? One simple program here. Keep the mind busy with Ram. Mind is the area where Ravan wants. Keep the mind busy with Ram. If you are busy, already things are going on and the mind is busy, then Ravan cannot use the mind to think of cigarettes, think of alcohol, think of his junk. Then different heads of Ravan will be getting smaller. We said, some one head somewhere is often a bigger one. Each one has got some one head that is very big. And we know this, each one knows. Or whichever you suspect is big, take that out first. Stop these thoughts and pay extra attention to remove that head. Because if that big head is removed from your system, it's like one demon less in the system. It is such a relief. There will be so much peace inside. And sometimes the question arises how to know Maya. Once some big heads of Ravan are out of the system, then your clarity is much, much better. When those heads are there, they have got their own confusion, and those heads of Ravan got their own agenda also. They will not let you take a decision. It is all revolving down those heads of Ravan. So you remove those heads of Ravan, then you can see more clearly. You can understand the form of Maya and Ravan. As if in your room there is lots of clutter. If half the clutter is removed, then you can see other things also more clearly. Otherwise, if there is full clutter, then you cannot find anything. It is a bit like that. So you start removing some of this clutter. So some heads are going. Then you can see more clearly the rest, what is going on. You want to say anything? You want to add anything?
We must keep busy ourselves thinking about or creating the thoughts about Ram. So can you please elaborate on that point? What exactly mean by? Is it something remembering or recalling the Supreme Lord, or in what prospect we should keep ourselves busy?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
In different ways, we know this knowledge. What we are discussing now. This is the knowledge that is knowledge supporting Sita, helping the Sita win. It's a knowledge from Ram. You are thinking of the invisible observer, invisible traveler, experimenting with it. That is Ram. You are thinking of Ram himself directly. What is this one who is always behind a line? Difference between Sita and Ram: Sita crosses the line, for golden deer or whatever. Ram cannot be deceived by Ravan. Ram cannot be tricked. He stays in this line of knowledge, of clarity. He is forever within the line. So what would it be if someone is always in truth, always in wisdom? What will be his, to grasp that personality in different ways? You have time, attention to keep the mind busy with thoughts of Ram, knowledge of Ram, the world of Ram. You are Ravan's field of action is that box, what we call story box. That is the field of action of Ravan. When you are coming in that box, you are coming with little caution. Thoughts of that box. You are going in those thoughts with, if it is with the permission of Ram, as if, otherwise you don't have to go in that thoughts of the box. Because Ravan is waiting for you to get caught into some thoughts.
Thank you.
Good questions. Now, just coming to the important part of this discussion, we said Maya has got its many, Maya's cleverness. We said one form, Maya will say later, you need to have an antidote for this. Ram's prompt is now or never. Maya will say, you are weak. For every aspect of Maya, we have to use the antidote. And Ram says, no, you are Shakti. Doesn't say just you are strong. Shakti is a goddess that can ride lions. Maya says everything is difficult. Ram says this is easy Raj Yoga, easy. The word used, whenever you see anything as easy, it becomes easy. Maya will say it is a long process. Ram says it's a game of 1 second. Whole thing. You can achieve the best results now. If you say I will do it gradually after 1 week, 2 weeks, it will not be 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, Maya will say another 2 weeks. You can say finish. When there is doubt, there's Ravan. Finish now. Let us first finish and then see. Maya will come with excuses. We can use our brain to think of solutions. In every situation, you can apply, see how it can be solved, and you will find there are answers. Maya will create doubts. Here, we have to understand this knowledge not with faith, but we have to bring ourselves to a level of certainty. You have to be sure. Belief is not enough, faith is not enough, concept is not enough. Because you will get defeat. If you stay at the level of belief for something, that will be defeat. Every aspect of knowledge, that's why this is like a nice opportunity. You ask questions, find out, encouraged to any doubt you have. Ask, clarify, inside, out, left, right, until you bring yourself to the level of full certainty about different aspects. Right from first lesson, you know exactly why you're doing it. Once you have got that certainty, then Maya cannot create doubt. Otherwise, you may go very high up and Maya can suddenly trump you, with create some doubt. And it can. So we have got our own way of bringing ourselves here, but as long as we know that this is not based on faith, but it has to be based on being knowing it, know to the level of being sure. So every form of Maya has to be neutralized in yourself. You hear from Ram what Ram is saying. We said Maya's one form is busy, and we said keep yourself busy beforehand. Keep yourself busy with Ram. So if someone has this understanding of you have understood the game, you have understood what Maya is, you have stopped Maya, you have stopped Ravan's supplies, you are way towards success. This success over Maya and Ravan, we said is Raj, is a huge thing in the journey of the soul. Because ordinarily, no one knows this secret. All the religions and all, they have their aim is remove Ravan, but Maya has been too clever. Here you have to take on this challenge of removing Ravan from the system and purifying the soul and becoming a true friend of the soul. And more you are removing something, as we said, a little clutter is removed. you become better at the game. You understand, recognize Maya in yourself, you can recognize Ravan in yourself. As that happens, you understand the sky better. Every time, even a little aid of Ravan is removed, it is replaced by happiness. This is a nice thing. It is replaced by super sensuous experiences.
You have given me the key by saying that first recognize which is the biggest head of Ravan in me. Because sometimes we just ignore it. And what you said was very nice, that first we have to put all our attention to remove the biggest head. Thank you so much.
Let us come to our central subject of attention on the soul. Invisible soul realizes his invisible presence, and that he is the invisible traveler. He is traveler in the story world, and what he is, he remains the same. He has an exit. He has a home. Invisible traveler knows the story for what it is. He knows he doesn't own one atom from that story. He doesn't create any bondage in the story. Certainly doesn't define himself based on that club story. You see it as a club. He has an exit. The invisible traveler is more interested in his world beyond. He has the intellect to see his subtle and eternal world. His great family of souls, his immortality. We understand there is a big prize. The soul is lucky, but he has got a big prize, his truth and his home and his family, he himself. The invisible soul is also an invisible angel. He has life with Ram. And the story is an extra gift. He understood the option that he has and caution that he should be aware of. As he continues on his journey in the sky and in the story world, he remembers his beautiful truth. He strives to remain alert, remain awake, know that he's lucky and he's happy.